So, what are we smoking today? An Odyssey Sweet Tip. It's supposed to be bargain cigars, bottom of the basement, cheap cigars. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it ugly? What are we gonna find? So, like I said, it's the Odyssey. This was the Sweet Cap. Now, they are generally considered to be the cheap cigars. They are, on the lower end, $4-ish, somewhere around there, depending on where you're buying them at. States, taxes, and all that crap vary, especially when it comes to tobacco. So, first look at it. It looks like it's made pretty well. I don't see any stems or anything in there. Seems to be packed nice. The wrapper is actually a pretty consistent color. That's it. Just that dry hay smell for me. I don't even really smell all that sweet, to be honest with you. So let's give it a cut and see where we go. Well, that was a bit crumbly. Definitely seems a bit dry. Very, very mild sweetness. Not saying it is a bad thing, just saying it's there. Mild sweetness and a little bit of something. Like a bread. It's like a just plain white bread. It's kind of what it smells, or how I taste it. But let's get it toasted and lit, and let's see what we find. First, we gotta not be an idiot with your lighter. There we go. So, right at getting it lit, still not, it's a very mild sweetness, to be honest. And what I mean by mild, I mean I can barely taste any sweet. It's, but it does say it's a sweet tip, not like a sweet infused like typical Drew Estate cigars. They're sweets, whether it's an infusion, just a sweet tip. Flavors coming off the cigar. Not really nothing right now. Just, it's a nice tobacco. It's a mild tobacco. It's not strong or anything like that. Smoke. It's a smooth smoke, smooth draw. So far, no wonderment of flavors, but so far, it's an everyday cigar. So let's I just attacked my microphone with my cigar. Let's get it down smoked a little bit, and I'll be back at the first ash. Alright, so we're coming up on the first ash in this one. And let's go ahead and say, you can see got a little bit of an uneven burn, not bad. But so this is Odyssey cigars. They're handmade in Nicaragua. This particular one, the Sweet Tip, it's come draped in a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper with a Honduran binder. Cuban seed fillers from Nicaragua and Honduras. It doesn't really give any specifics. It's just rich, creamy, and sweet as far as the flavors. But this is, this is a little bit. It's on the milder side as far as the flavor. But this is kind of the budget cigars. They kind of come right out and say it there on the little profile. Not that that's a bad thing. Hey, if you pay $100 for a cigar and you hate it, what does it matter? These, probably brick and mortars, at least as far as I've seen, paying around $4 for them. If you order them in bulk, I'm talking about buy a single cigar, probably around $4. You know, at least the places I buy, you know, if you buy 5, you get cheaper. You buy 10, you get even cheaper. You know, get discounts. Buying online, buying the 5-packs, 20-packs, stuff like that. You know, get them down to about $2 a cigar. I've seen, but you know, it's just depends on where you are, taxes and all that crap you got to pay. So, flavor-wise, it's just a really mild tobacco. The sweetness is all but gone. It's just barely there at this point. But it's a good draw. You know, it's not harsh, bitter, or anything like that right now. Like I said, nothing's really developed other than just that mild taste of tobacco, with a little bit of hint of sweetness there at the end, and yeah, it's smoking pretty well. Something to think about with, you know, when you're getting these cheaper cigars. You know, smoke 1 or 2 of them, see if you like them. I recommend keeping stuff like this around for guests and stuff like that. You know, especially because it's mild. You're not going to run into, you know, it's not going to be overpowering for someone who's not used to smoking cigars. You know, you're not out a whole lot of money if they take 2 puffs on it and hate it. You know, you can always do like some of my vulture friends. If I were to take this and, oh God, I hate this. I take the little clip it right there and start smoking it. As you can tell, really good on smoke production. You know, now that I did that, I kind of took a couple of puffs. It's a little bit of bitterness if you're double puffing or something like that. Maybe you're probably getting the cigar a little hot, probably creating some char in there. But yeah, let it cool off before I take another puff. But that's just again one thing. How do you smoke affects it? You know, I do tend to double puff and stuff like that a lot. So that makes cigars a little bit hotter, might make them a little bit harsher than what you like. Do nice slow draws, maybe it'll be great. So you know, it's a really nice dark wrapper. It's really nice looking wrapper. Yeah, not horrible. You know, some of the cheap cigars I've had, you know, I try to buy a varying range. I mean, I'm not rich, so I don't buy, you know, $60 cigars and 250, even $700 cigars. I don't do all that, but you know, I do try to get a range for these videos. You know, some of the cheaper ones are not. And, you know, this is one of the cheapest ones I've bought. And I've had haven't done reviews for them, but I've had some of the other Odysseys. They can, you know, they've been hit or miss. Some of the Odysseys are rough as hell. Some of them are nice. This nice is definitely one that I'd recommend. You know, if you're a everyday smoker and you're looking for something to have in your daily smoke rotation, you know, something that you get 3 or 4 of a week. You know, well, not if you're smoking 3 or 4, but you know, like I have this, you know, I smoke 7 days a week, so I don't smoke the same cigar, but you know, this would be something that I could put in a rotation. It's cheap, you know, you don't have to age it or anything, so I'd definitely consider it. It's not bad at all. Right, let's go ahead and burn it down a little bit more, and I'll catch you on the flip side. So here we are, right at about the halfway marker, and you know, no new flavors developed. As a matter of fact, the sweetness is getting less and less. It's really kind of fading out. But just a mild tobacco flavor. Yeah. If I don't double puff on, if I don't do that, if I don't double puff on it, it just stays nice and cool, and it's not bad. So definitely something to keep in mind. We got a few more, about another inch or so before I start trying to take off this ring. This ring's on here really tight, so I'm afraid the paste might have stuck to the wrapper. Definitely a nice cigar to relax to. Definitely do that. I mean, it's not like some of the other cheap cigars where you kind of power through it, or you kind of, let yourself suffer a little bit just because it's a cheap cigar. This isn't that way. This is not bad at all. I mean, is it a 10? No. Not even a 9. But for its price, I'm not sure I have found anything else that's this good. That's for sure. So we're a little bit past the halfway marker. It's still holding together. Definitely notice no stems. It's definitely long filler, at least my understanding of long filler. It's holding together. No cracks, nothing. Draws good. It doesn't get harsh. I mean, it's just it's a nice. I mean, it's a cheap cigar, but it's a well-built, well-established cigar to me. As far as for me, one of the biggest things that's gonna knock it for me is I prefer the stronger cigars, the more full-bodied, full flavors. I prefer that over. This is more of a soft, mild one. That little bit of sweetness. I could probably do this like I could say you could do this like as a after lunch cigar. That kind of a midday type cigar. You could maybe do it with breakfast with coffee. Matter of fact, if you like your coffee with cream and sugar, it might help pull out that sugar or that sweet taste in the cigar a little bit better. After dinner cigar, it's nothing special. For that evening smoke, if you're looking for something with a lot of flavor, something to complement your main meal, dinner. English is apparently a new language. So yeah, that's something to consider is if you're looking for that type of thing. I don't generally smoke anything other than at night, my end of the day cigar. Every once in a while I'll smoke something in the day or something. So that's not really my thing. I'm just trying to think about how I would pair it. And if I was doing those type of pairings, I would probably do this as a midday cigar. It's nothing to wake me up, none of the coffee-esque flavors or anything like that. And it's not quite sweet enough, smooth enough to be like a dessert cigar or something after dinner. So I mean, I think it makes perfect sense for it to be right there in the middle of the day. So if you do like the cigar, like I do, you could always just run it for something in the evenings. If you're trying to pair it with something, it could go. This is actually, because it's such a mild flavor, this is actually one of the few cigars I will say would probably go well with a beer, even a light beer, something that doesn't necessarily have a lot of overpowering flavor. This isn't going to compete with it. This isn't going to draw away from it because it's a very mild flavor. The sweetness is mild. You can kind of pair this one with just about anything, and I think it works. If anything, I think what you pair it with is going to enhance some of the hidden flavors in it. I will say, you know, based on the description of it, I can understand the description of creaminess. You know, there's that creaminess in the smoke. I don't really think it's rich. It's not rich or thick or anything like that. I would say, and it's just a very, at this point, almost no hint of a sweetness. It's just that little tinge of it, but it's not sweet anymore, really. So I'm gonna smoke it down to the end, and we'll do our final thoughts and give it a score, and be back with you. All right, so we're down here to the end. Final thoughts on it. As you get to the end, it starts to get a little hotter, starts to get a little more of that harsh taste into it. Still not overly bad. Probably not gonna smoke it down much more than this anyway to begin with, but you know, it's starting to get that harshness and about done with it. So, what do I think? Overall, for the price, good cigar. It's really hard to beat. You know, not gonna win any awards with this one, I guarantee it. Not a bad cigar though. Mild sweetness. You know, the sweetness fades. Very mild tobacco flavor. Not much else comes through. Held together well. No stems, no cracking, no veins. Good draw. You know, as far as that goes, you know, it's pretty decent cigar. What would I score it? About a 7. Yeah, and again, that's because I want those bigger, bolder flavors. You know, for you, this may be a 10. It may be a perfect cigar. It is mild as can be. So that might be a good thing for you. For me, I want a little bit more power in mine, a little more flavor, a little bit more wow. But so that's the Odyssey Sweet Cap. Like I said, about a 7. So I'll conclude for today, and as usual, hit the like button, subscribe, join the Legion, and we'll see you on the next review.